Beautiful. Here we are in the
lair.
the RICHO office. Right?
RICHO.
I didn't do all this up, I think.
I reckon we should. I was actually thinking about maybe we need to make a space to actually do some videos.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Maybe a big chalkboard there. We could write.
Do you reckon I reckon a big green screen there so we could have like dinosaurs chasing us and stuff.
Yeah, that'd be.
Would you do that?
Yeah. Hey,
I
that'd
don't
be pretty good. So this is the Tuesday show.
Tuesday tee off.
Monday tee off. Tuesday.
Yeah, whatever.
Some day in the week.
Because I done nothing yesterday. I was at my kid's Jamie's sports day.
Yeah, that's all right. We've been running around a bit. We've got a couple of young Japanese exchange students here with us. So
You do tend to do that a lot.
Yep. So they're here with us for a couple of weeks. So went to Lone Pine and.
How is Lone Pine looking? For those that Lone Pine is a it's an animal sanctuary thing.
Yeah, do a lot of research for koalas and stuff there. So look, everyone that comes here goes. You always see all the tennis players when they play the big international tennis thing here at Tennyson.
Yeah, Brisbane International.
Yep, they always go down there. See Roger Federer come on the koala, so you can go down there and get a photo. It's just got Australian animals.
There's other ones. There's monkeys and stuff there too, isn't it? Really?
Nope, just Australian animals. So it's all koalas, kangaroos.
Here we go.
Emus.
What other Australian animals are there?
Kookaburras. Cockatoos.
Actually, no. Is that where there's eagles? There's birds.
Goannas, Tasmanian devils.
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah, there's heaps of birds there.
Heaps of birds. I remember seeing a big
Australia's got
seagull
a lot,
there.
Yeah,
A massive seagull. I was
Yeah.
like, holy crap.
Yeah. Look, and whoever
His
named,
name's Manly.
Look, whoever named all our animals, like, how funny are they? Like, really, when you think about
Oh, here we go.
No, will you imagine? Eh? Because the old ostentatious, remember that? I'm not going to the dingoes.
Yeah, but I've seen a cockatoo.
Let's go, Anna.
Yeah. I bet she's seen a cockatoo.
Can you imagine that when they named it? Hey,
Who? Okay.
Hey, how funny is this going to be? We'll name that bird a cockatoo. And there's everyone wandering and going, "There's a cockatoo. There's a cockatoo."
It's only when they look at you. That's the issue.
Mate, we have the best names.
We certainly do.
And we use them all the time, don't we?
Yeah.
Yep. But great spot. Every Brisbane, definitely worthwhile going and looking at.
Yeah.
Fantastic. We've got a couple of nice little cafes there. Get nice coffee, sit down near the Brisbane River.
I was about to say, because it's on the Brisbane River there.
But there's our plug for.
There's a plug for our sponsor,
No,
Lone Pine.
But it is one of the places in Brisbane definitely to go. You can get up nice and close.
Yes.
See the koalas.
Well, there's plenty of kangaroos there. And
they do run a research centre out of there. So some of the money that you're paying into it does help to go because they've suffered from a few different cancers and bits and pieces and stuff. So
yeah.
But yes, a lot of the animals are struggling a fair bit. Beautiful. So
I do agree.
back to golf, mate.
Back to golf. We need some more questions too, so send in some more questions. That'd be really, really good.
Yep.
But after this, we're going to talk about a few things today, and I think golf club prices are going to be one, just as there's a lot of releasing of new clubs.
There always seems to be the same thing. There's either nothing come for a while.
Well, it's sort of around that
Sort
September time of the year.
Comes out.
And then also sort of the start of the year, sort of January, February-ish.
Yep.
So generally they're the two times of the year that that they sort of get released. So after Christmas and sort of after financial year, generally. But where do we have just now vlog-wise?
Vlog-wise, we've just been to North Lakes. So unfortunately,
as this is on, it's been closed for a couple of days. And I just saw something pop up on our feed too. It's pretty serendipitous or even ironic or whatever, that 3 years ago, as of Sunday, so Sunday just gone, so as it closed, was part 1 of a North Lakes vlog from 3 years ago.
There you go.
So it popped up and I was like, there you go.
Yeah, yep. You know, look, any course that shuts, it doesn't matter. Like, there's always members. They're the ones I feel sorry for.
100%.
The people that play the courses regularly. Like I said, there was, because they had a couple of other different options. So they did have the platinum players,
Premier players, yep, $100.
Premier players where it was $100 and you got rounds there with a card for $50. So there was a lot of people that used that.
Yeah.
That were more socially type golfers.
How about we talk about North Lakes and then we'll talk about what we read, that Golf Australia thing that we read in regards to clubs. shutting down
Yeah,
and whatever else.
yeah,
So
yeah.
which goes on part of that.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, but yeah, they had the Premier Players and they had midweeks and they had full memberships.
So there's lots of different people that will certainly miss the course, and they're certainly the ones I feel sorry for.
Yeah.
You know, there were some members there that have been members since it opened.
Yep.
Right, so you know that's what, a good 10, 15 years.
17 years, I
17
believe.
years. So you know, I feel sorry for those people because you know they've invested time, effort, money,
time and money.
You know, into that club. It's certainly a shame. It was always a fantastic golf course, and like I said, I don't think, you know, any golf course that goes, because people have put a bit of their heart and soul into it.
Of course,
So,
and I think that's the big thing. Like North Lakes for me, the first time I played it was 2 weeks after it opened.
Yep.
It was sensational. Then I worked there, and then of course, been there plenty of times on the vlogs, and then played there in the last week of it being open. And so for me, that's 17 years. I think it was 7. It was more than 15 years anyway.
Yeah.
I thought it was like 2002,
Yep.
2003, something like that is when it opened. And it's always for me, it's always held a place because it's very close to where I used to live.
Yep.
It's literally near Mum and Dad's house. And I sort of watched it get built once every couple of weeks. I'd drive up there and look over the old 17th and all that as it's being built, and was always invested in that. And of course, working there and stuff like that. It's sort of hard to see it go, but who knows what's going to happen? So,
mate, it's right. And all different courses. Yeah. So North Lakes and VIC Park, you're looking at two completely different courses.
completely different.
But you know, you might take different people to different ones. I'm more
100%.
likely to take someone that's newer to golf to VIC Park,
100%.
which is what I really loved about it. You know, it was only last year we took a gentleman that started at work.
Yeah.
Only ever been to the driving range, never been to a golf course. We took him there. We had a great day. You know, had a laugh. It was really good. The course is not too long for him.
No.
Do you know what I mean? As where, you know, then you can work. You're more likely to take some more regular players to North Lakes.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Not someone for their first game.
No, you definitely don't want to go there because I think a couple of people posted on our Instagram posts and everything like that, and Facebook as well. If you haven't seen them, go check them out. Aussie Golf Reviewer on Instagram and Facebook. But probably the hardest golf course that people have played in the last 20 years. Like, it's certainly a tough golf course.
Oh, it's certainly, if you're hitting the ball poorly, you can get into some big trouble.
Yes.
Like, there's some tight fairways there. You know, there's trouble on the left and on the right as well. So
Once you miss it, that's it.
Yeah, once you put in the scrub, you're pretty well gone.
Yeah.
Like, unless it's sort of lucky enough to be on that edge. But if it goes, 2-3 metres into that scrub?
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying.
But some of them are okay, you can find some of them.
17th, the little par 3, what I've done for years.
Oh, so
I take too short a club and I'll pull it to the left.
Yeah.
And once you go to the left, now you've lost a ball.
It cops a kick.
Yep.
It's
because
dead.
it all kicks down that way, cops that kick into that bush.
Yeah.
And you know, you're lucky to even find it.
Correct. Just
Like,
cactus.
You know, so then you're looking at 5 or 6.
At least.
Yep.
Yep. It's dead.
Yep. So it can certainly punish you, pretty quickly.
It can. But again, it's a shame to see it go. But
Without a doubt.
it's sold, it's moved on for now. So then the next sort of bit that's going to happen is VRG is going to put in for what they want to do.
Yep.
And then councils and whatever else, hopefully, who knows? Like, hopefully they say, no, it can't happen. But at the end of the day, it doesn't look brilliant.
Yep.
But you never know.
Same thing. If it ever did open back up, people would need to go back up and play it.
Correct. 100%.
Because that's the only way to keep them.
Correct.
Live.
Because Adam, the owner, was saying that even after it was announced that it was going, it was still in decline of patronage.
Yeah, people are still not playing it. Yep.
But the last week was the busiest week they've had
Yep.
forever, as
So-
you imagine.
So very interesting. Some stuff's come out about golf courses.
Yeah, so this is where we're moving on to this now.
So
Because we don't really have any questions, so we're going to talk a
there's
lot about
there's
stuff.
a couple of different ones. So what they were saying was that there's at least 100 courses in Australia
Yes.
that are in big trouble.
Yes,
A lot of regional courses,
especially.
mainly because the amount of people,
Yeah.
the hardships they've had.
Correct.
Right, so that's why we always encourage people. Like we've gone and played plenty
Yeah.
of courses outside of Brisbane, and you know what? They're no Augustas,
They're not,
right?
no.
But you know, generally they have some pretty good layouts,
Correct.
right?
But low wood stands to mind, really.
Yeah, I thought
Lowood
Lowood
was good.
Great. Laidley's great golf
Laidley
course.
was great, and Gatton as well. That top top 10 or 11 holes are really good. Those bottoms are just a bit
Go
average.
out places like Bow Desert.
Bow Desert was so good.
Yep, great course out there. So there's plenty of, and do you know what? I've played even further courses out, Burke and all sorts of places. And
I met somebody from Miles the other week.
Miles? Well, see, there's another. They've got sand greens.
Yeah.
So if you go out that way, you can go. So Chinchilla's got the last of the greens. Right?
You can't be that good.
Grass greens? No, Chinchilla's pretty good.
Really?
Most of the people that are at Miles are actually members of normally both.
Okay.
Because they can whip down and play Miles, but then they'll go in and play the comp on a Saturday at Chinchilla because it's not that far away.
And
Condamine's got one of the longest courses in Australia.
And snakes everywhere?
Yeah, it's shut for about 4 months.
I think the snakes are everywhere.
Yeah, so you can only really play it over winter. Yep, because too many brown snakes out there.
But yeah, so there's a lot of places closing, and and some of the studies that are coming out, like Golf Australia done some studies, and they've basically put the onus back on the clubs for the reasons why they're closing. It's pretty much what I got from the article.
Yes.
In the fact that they haven't moved with the time, and that's what we've been saying.
Well,
there is other things.
It's funny because do you know that the Sydney golf clubs that are closer to Sydney are all growing?
Yes.
So they're growing, yet other areas are just not and struggling.
Is that because people moving closer to cities, or what?
Well, there is a combination of that. There is more work in there. Like I said, there's a lot of the country areas. It's been pretty tough. There's been a bit of drought and obviously some struggle. Numbers, people move away from some smaller towns.
Yeah.
Because as kids grow up, they go, well, I don't want to be a farmer like what Dad's been, so they look at moving away. Generally, their days are pretty long.
Yeah.
So they don't really have the time to sort of play.
Yeah.
Numbers are very interesting with golf. So do we take the numbers on purely like people that are members?
Well, that's where it's
right. Like, or where do you sort of sit in? Because you got to remember.
But see, this is traditional memberships of midweek and full memberships is what we're talking about.
So that's where they take them on.
Yes.
Right? Now, if you look at people like, say, Future Golf.
Yep.
They have 300,000 members.
Yeah.
Now, I would imagine some of them probably have that membership and maybe some club membership.
Yeah.
But there'd be a lot that wouldn't. Mm-hmm. And they're only one of, what, half a dozen?
Oh, there's heaps of different groups like that.
So, we go and play golf, and there seems to be plenty of people out playing.
Well, it seems like compared to a handful of years ago,
but are we just doing it just on memberships? Or are we?
Well, they're doing it on membership. So clubs talk about their own little thing. So that's why it's like, oh, golf's going backwards.
Yeah.
Social rounds are up, and they've been up for a couple of years. So there's more people playing golf.
I think it comes back into
not as much paying full memberships.
We'll bleed into golf clubs later.
Yes, exactly.
But if you look at this day and age, right, people are looking for value for money.
Yes.
Right? So you look at it, everything's fairly expensive these days. Nothing's super cheap.
Nope.
So you look at value for money. You go and buy a pair of shoes. You don't want to spend $5 on a pair of shoes and you wear them once and they fall apart. But I don't want to spend $400 on a pair of shoes.
But you would, though.
Maybe.
He needs his Yeezys, you see.
But you know what I mean? So you're looking for a pair of shoes that are in that range where you're going to get some life out of them.
You're going to get the value.
You don't want to get, people looking at the same clothes, bits and pieces, and look at the same. Like, you pay $1,500, $2,000 a year as a member. Am I going to get money's worth?
Yeah.
Right? So, obviously, a lot of people that have the time, and I was trying to say, necessarily just older people, but you know what I mean, where they look at it and go, cool, I play 3 days a week, I get my money's worth easy. And that's what people look at. Do you get that money back? Costco, right? You have to pay.
Yeah,
to be a member to be able to go and shop there. Well, if you only go there once for the year, you probably don't get your $50.
Except for when you go in there and get your pizza that is like that massive.
Yeah.
That I think I've saved my
But
money.
people are definitely looking for value for money.
Yes.
And I think that's why there's been some leaner ways from it. People are busier.
See, I find that funny. Yeah, people are busier and having families, but I think people are making more money now to a point.
Yeah.
This is where it becomes
what's
hard.
happening is so people in their sort of 20s, 30s, 40s, like you go to work Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
The kids play sport on Saturday.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the missus wants you to do something. On
That's
Sunday.
right. On Sunday you can't.
So that's why you're finding that there's plenty of people at driving ranges.
That's right.
Like, I can't remember last time I went to a driving range, had the whole thing to myself.
Yes.
As where 20 years ago, there would have been days during the week where you'd walk in and there'd be no one.
Yeah, like a Golf Central during the day, it's always constant.
Yeah.
It's quiet-ish, but it's constant.
Yep.
Once you hit 2, 3, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, it is pretty much packed every evening.
VIC Park's the same.
100%.
Do you know, even Castledine there?
Yep.
Right? You know, it's not packed, but there's certainly people there.
It's the only time people can get out. If they can't play on the Saturdays or Sundays, then that's what they have to do.
Yep. Duck out, hit a few balls. Yeah. Yep.
And I think
so it is a changing scope, and
that's where the clubs haven't moved quite as much, and that's where someone like Park would have done a brilliant job for it.
Yep. Yep.
And it's, yes, there's more social members, there's more social golfers playing, not quite full memberships, but full memberships doesn't mean that's less golf, right? So if you can have your $5 memberships or your $150 or $200 or $500
with those
memberships.
cheaper memberships, you know, they get a couple of bucks off a round of golf.
That's right.
You know, they don't get any voting rights.
That's right.
You know, you can even some of the honour board events.
That's right.
Some of them can't play in those. You know, and a lot more of those socially golfers, they won't really care. They want to maintain a handicap so they can play in some charity days.
Correct. They can play with their mates elsewhere. They can go on their trip or whatever.
If their aim is to go and join a club and be the club champion, they'll become full members.
100%.
This is a different kettle of fish. They're happy just to play in a comp every now and then, maintain their handicap. That's right. You know, when someone says, "Hey, there's a scramble coming up," yeah, no worries, I'll come and play.
That's right.
You know, because I know I'll have a handicap. But they're also the ones that they might play for 2 months because they're busy.
What are your thoughts on that, guys? I mean, from the rest of the world as well, because I know there's, it's like 30, 40 odd %. You know, not everyone's in Australia listening to this. So, what is it like in your part of the world? What's it like in your part of the country, if it's Australia or anywhere?
It's true. I mean,
it's interesting.
Cities are expanding.
Yeah.
Golf courses traditionally are on a big block of land.
That's right.
So they are a prime target for developers because, like I said, really they cover
vast expanses. Imagine that, like Raw Sydney, which is literally right beside Sydney Harbour, and just silly.
Yep. Oh, I think it. Like I said, shame take some of these places out.
Agreed.
I think that there's still a few spots there for because the talk was even with Royal Queensland. Right?
It still is. I heard it again the other day.
So that they would have their 18 holes, traditional membership there.
Yep.
And they'd have a public 9-hole course, like next door to it. I don't think it's such a bad idea.
Not a bad idea at all.
You know, you'd have 9 holes that any social golfer then, because they're struggling.
Well,
so my eldest boys just started to play a bit of golf.
Yeah.
Right. So on Saturday, his mates could only play on Saturday. Right? The only spot they could find on a Saturday to play was the Heritage 9. They could play it after 12.
Really?
Because they run a comp there. They run the
Chockers.
They run a comp in the morning and the juniors. That was it. Couldn't get on anywhere else.
Yeah, right.
So you couldn't get on. Well, because as you know, the Nudgie's
it was still
Nudgie's in the process of changing. You obviously can't get on Intrapilli, Q.
But it's a good place.
Couldn't get on one teamer.
Really?
Yeah. No,
well, I mean Saturdays,
Saturday was busy for the day. Where else?
Well, it's pretty much Saturdays. I mean, Capera might have been able to get in the 9, but generally when you've got courses that have more than 18 holes, you might be able to get in on a Saturday.
Yep. But, you know,
St Lucia might have been able to, Vic Park might have been able to, but we'll be busy.
And that point was made that basically they've been the only other two courses you're likely to get on Saturday.
True day.
Has been St Lucia and Vic Park.
Yep.
That's why I don't think it's such a bad thing to have some more publicly sort of courses.
Yep.
If you look down at that area where RQ is, like the other side of that, is a perfect spot for a public course. It's all full of sheds and whatever else, a bit like Goat Park.
Yeah.
Right, so half of that won't be able to be developed for a couple of reasons. There'll be some flooding. The other thing is they've had industrial buildings on it,
Yeah.
so they won't be able to develop any housing.
Yes.
But they could rip all those old sheds and oil refineries and everything up and put a golf course. But not just a golf course. A golf course has like Goat Park,
Goat Park, yeah.
where there's kids' playgrounds and all sorts of stuff. And do you know what?
That's
It's
why you
sort
just need to be able to incorporate
It's
that
tucked
stuff.
on the edge there
Yeah.
of the city. And
So it's not too
quite-
far away.
No.
It's, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, perfect spot. Have you seen how
Well,
much
it's like
buildings
Bulimba.
going in around?
Like if you
at
could do something with
Hamilton,
Bulimba would be great. Yeah, well, Hamilton's crazy.
Yeah. So to me, to have a public course further down to try and get some of those people who, the social golfers are going to live there. I think people don't understand is that, like the traditional hardcore golfer,
They'll always search
be
out.
there,
Yes.
but there's very more social. I'm not saying those people
No.
are very keen.
Yeah, 100%.
Very keen golfers, very keen on equipment, everything.
But they're the
else.
guys that are like, I can't afford the $1,500 a year.
Yep.
$700 would be good. I still get
Yep.
a handicap. I still get cheap rounds. I still get to play in
They
comps.
don't have the time
That's
to,
right.
to be able to do it.
So you see, you
know,
don't
so-
feel as obligated. Yeah, you're
Yep.
right, and
Yep.
that's where the clubs need to move
But if
forward
you only
with that.
play a few times a year, you still feel you've got your money's worth.
Correct.
Because you go, well, I played a couple of times a year. It did maintain. Hopefully next year I'll be not as busy and I'll get to play a bit more.
Save some money,
Yep, yep.
and
But
that
need to get out and support.
just go play your golf
Yep.
courses,
Yep, all
all,
clubs.
all of them, all of
and,
them.
and you know what they are, what they are.
And that's why every time we
Right.
do play, do a vlog, is we don't pick any of the crap from the courses. There's no point in us going, oh, this is crap. And at the end of the day, there's pretty much no crap at courses we go to anyway. Like everything is always
What they are.
good for what it is.
Like you go out in the middle of Australia, it's going to be dry, and
Of course.
do you know what? Take the advantage of the fairways are nice and dry and hard, and
You can hit a 300 metre drive.
I'll
Well,
probably get another. Well, I'll probably get another what 10, 15,
at
20
least.
metres,
At least.
right? So, you
People
know,
are already hitting at 300. They might hit at 330.
yeah.
So
But,
that's pretty good.
but you know what I mean? You take that. It's
It's what it is.
I had an eagle at Oyen on a sand green. Beautiful.
And he's never mentioned it ever.
Oh, I did post a picture. Actually, five iron off the tee,
Yeah.
8 iron in.
Really?
Yep.
Good par 5.
It was dry,
Yeah.
very very dry. So you only needed a 5 iron because it was a dog leg right.
Right.
So you only needed a 5 iron. I'm glad I didn't hit anything longer because.
So
I
was it a
on
par 5
three.
or par 4? Oh, you eagled it. Sorry, you hold
Yeah,
your second shot.
Yeah, held the second shot. Yeah, beautiful. It was good because that was the I think it was the first hole of the day. So it took me till the second hole. I think the second hole I chipped in from off the green. I chipped in from off the green. 3 holes before I had a putt.
Really?
Yeah.
Mate, you're a
I'm
machine.
thinking, what are these sand greens like to putt on? I don't know.
And you're, well, see, you should
So I
play
start-
Sand Green
I-
Championships.
I started 3 under.
I would have gone home.
2 holes.
I would have gone home. I would have gone home. I would have gone home.
I had the two young boys with me, young Steve-O and Benny.
Jeez, Dad.
They thought, Dad,
Are you a pro?
hey, Dad thought Dad was a superstar.
Yeah, you're better than a pro. But that sort of leads us into price from golf clubs to price of golf clubs.
Yes.
See what I did there?
Yeah, I did. Yep. So,
Yeah.
so,
I didn't. It just came out of my mouth.
so,
So we're getting on to price of golf clubs now because there is new clubs coming out, the new TaylorMades, the P790s, which are brilliant, by the way. There's also a new one called the P790 Ti, the titanium. It's a titanium head with lots of tungsten in it.
yep.
You've also got the T series from Titleist, which are out, or coming out, sorry. The new Mizuno the embargo. I can't show any photos, but I can say the MP20s. So they're coming out.
Everyone's seen them.
That's true. That's why I was just thinking, was making sure that everyone's
Yes,
seen
it is
more.
funny because they're all over the internet.
Yes, I can release pictures, but I'm not going to put them up. I better not put them up. But people have seen some pictures. I can put pictures. Yeah, if you go look for it.
Callaway.
Callaway's got the Epic Forged.
Yep.
PXG's got some new ones coming.
Yep. They got the
ST.
Special Tour. Is that right?
Super Tour.
Super Tour. Yeah, Special Tour.
Just for Richo.
Sorry.
Super relaxed.
It's me that's on the Super Tour.
You're on the Super Sauce. So,
but yes, well, saying
and of a couple of them, prices are rather expensive. Now, PXG started it with making clubs quite expensive, and then things have ramped up from there.
Yeah, they started with their original range, didn't they?
That's right.
So they do have one now that's a cast club that sits cheaper.
Yep. COR1 or whatever it is.
Yeah. So that sits a bit cheaper.
A bit cheaper, but it sits on the higher side of sort of your Callaways and your Mizunos and stuff like that.
But you know what? If you do live in America,
here we go.
Mr. Parsons will give you a discount if you're emergency services or armed forces, or so you can contact them and order them through them.
And how have you gone contacting Bob?
No, I haven't contacted him. I was waiting for him to ring me. Hey? I'm very important.
Well, you've almost got the same logo over here, don't you?
Hey?
You got the almost the same logo there.
Yeah.
The old Punisher.
Yep.
Well, it's not quite the Punisher. He's a pirate.
Darkness 26.
Darkness 26.
Yeah. Yep.
So they started it, and then every other manufacturer's gone, well, we can make our stuff more expensive too. And it's not just making a club more expensive. Again, I want to hear what you think. Put your comments below, because they're not just making it more expensive just for the sake of shits and gigs. They're putting more into it.
I understand. It's like, do you know what? I make a Ferrari and I'll sell a Ferrari for this really high price, and then other car companies go, well, maybe we could make a sports
Well,
car.
I'm a Holden or a Ford, more places around, or an Opel, or a Great Wall.
But other companies then look at it and go, well, maybe we can build a sports car.
Yes.
And we put a good, high-quality sports car. Then if people are buying, obviously people have got the money to spend.
Well, this is the whole point. So, in sort of what we're talking about is the PXGs, rather expensive.
Yep.
Like they're somewhere in the range of 500, 400, some mid 400s per club. Dollars, Australian. You've got the Callaway
Do
Epic
they come in a one-iron?
Forged. Yeah, for you they would.
They do?
A one-iron blade.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I saw Rick played a whole round with just a one-iron.
Yeah,
so
that's the
maybe
titleist.
that's what we need to do, just buy one good club.
Well, maybe, yeah. Just spend the money on one club.
Just spend on one club, just buy it.
How did it go, just quietly?
I didn't watch it.
Nor,
I just saw it.
nor have I. I've seen it pop up a million times with him going like this.
Yep.
The Epic Forge, what are they going for per club? They're mid-high threes, aren't they, per club?
Yep, because I think
They're high threes.
Yeah, high threes.
High threes per club at least, yep.
$4,000 a set or something.
Yep. And then the new TaylorMades, so the P790s are coming out, which they're a bit more expensive, but they're sub $300 per club for the P790s. But then the P790 Ti, which is titanium body, is how much?
500 or 600.
They're pretty much $600 an iron, 550
£2,800.
So they're pretty much at the high $500 per iron.
Yep.
Now, people are going to be on the other side of the keyboard going, "You bloody girl, whatever." Good on you, but just because they make it doesn't mean you have to buy it.
No, and we're also saying that it doesn't
And
mean,
people will buy it just
and
quietly.
it doesn't mean you actually like it.
That's right. So just because you spend that doesn't mean it's the best.
Because there's plenty of like high-ended stuff that we've hit and you go, yeah, just it doesn't. It either doesn't suit you,
Well, you just don't like it, whatever it is.
or you don't. You know, you either don't like the look of it, you don't like the feel of it, you don't like
Whatever
the way
it
it's
is.
performing, and you look at it and go, well, it's not for me.
See, for that price, so I haven't hit the Ti. I've hit the other stuff and the TaylorMade stuff, and look, it's fine, it's good. The Ti I haven't hit, but when it's titanium, generally, so they made the head out of titanium, so it's really light, so they can hit so much more tungsten in it, really, really low to get it up in the air, all that stuff. So it's pretty much a replacement for.
So will
MCGP.
that be a lot more forgiving across the face.
Yes, so
What should be.
like a driver,
Like a driver.
you can make it really thin.
Yep.
Because titanium's very strong and very light. So you're going to get lots of forgiveness. You're going to get lots of ball speed. You're going to get lots of height.
Even out the toe.
Yes. Hopefully you don't cave it in.
Or maybe I should start saving.
Yeah, for at least one of them. What do you miss it the most?
Hey?
But I think, because it is titanium, like it's expensive, right?
All of
But
them?
yeah. Geez, the other day you actually had one right. You get a bit in the middle.
Maybe I could just get one club.
Yeah, what's something? Maybe 2 clubs.
Maybe just a 6 iron.
Yeah.
That'll do.
That'd be enough because you hit it more often. But it's very, very light, very, very thin. Okay, so it's very forgiving, but it's also expensive. Like Ping done the Rapture many years ago, the driving iron, which is a titanium-headed one as well.
Yeah.
And it was the same sort of thing. So when I was told about this product, I went, that's going to be $500+, and they go, maybe a bit more. So yes, it's going to be more than $550, $600 odd. Right?
Yeah, well, I
Australian.
worked it on.
Yeah, pounds back to Aussie dollars.
So back to Aussie dollars, and then you probably add 5% onto that.
Look, at the end of the day, these companies can make them. If you don't want to buy them, don't buy them. You don't need to whinge about it because there's going to be other clubs out there that are going to suit you better, that are going to be in your price bracket. What were you saying about this couple that had to buy an island?
I was watching a show, and this couple, and they had $10 million to go and buy their own private little island. And
So they budgeted for $10 million.
Yeah, so they were either looking at buying an established island that had some housing on it, right? So they could spend close to 10, or they'd buy a cheaper island for 4 or 5 million, and they'd have 5 million to
spend on
whatever housing they want. Do you know?
See, so there's going to be people who can say, well, that's right. So there's people coming.
Buy my own island.
Yeah, of course.
But
you will. You and Richard Branson. He's a mate.
I can't afford the islands.
But like at the end of the day, they have a budget of $10 million for that island.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's people for a budget of $30 million for islands or houses.
Oh, there
and
is,
then
because
more.
I think that show's called Island Hunters or something. So, like, there are people that have plenty of money, and there's people that have
A lot of money.
A lot
There's people that have
less.
plenty of money. There's
But
people
you
that
know-
have okay money. There's people that have average money. There's people that have less than average
But
money.
you know,
You
it's
buy what
like,
you can afford
well, it's like
or want to spend.
it's like everything.
I said, would you buy a Lamborghini? He goes, yeah. I said, would you really? He goes, nah, probably not.
Yellow one.
A yellow Ferrari. That's or a white Ferrari.
The problem with Lamborghini is like there's not much room for your golf clubs and stuff.
No, you can fit them in the front.
Yeah. Oh, look, probably not.
No, and this is the thing. So
Right.
even if you had the money, like it's how much money do you have? And some people are well off, some people are very well off, some people are stupidly well off, some people are just okay. And like I said, there is tiers of money that people can spend or want to spend.
It's just having a budget.
It's the want. Like if you want to spend it and you have the money, good.
But do you know what? We hit like so whatever budget you have, that's
Correct.
what you have.
It doesn't matter
if you
what
got
it is,
5,000 to buy a car, you got 5,000.
Cool.
If you got 50,000, 100,000,
500,000, 5 million.
whatever. Yeah. Like that's sort of you just have to.
It's
work within
irrelevant.
that. But if you have a look at like all the irons that we've hit,
Yes,
like I don't know how many we've hit,
lots.
like heaps,
Like lots.
but there is certainly some irons
Or woods for that matter.
close to $1,000 a set
Yes,
that are really good.
100%.
Yeah,
Brand new, fully fitted,
Yep.
under $1,000 Australian dollars a set, right?
Yep, without a doubt. And you know what? For
And there's also a lot at over $2,000.
98% of people,
Yes,
they'd be more than happy with those.
more than happy.
Like, then there's clubs at the other end.
That's right.
And you know what? Do they perform well and are they good? Well, they are.
I suppose the reason why
Right.
these companies make them so much, and again, it's not that they're just going, because let's say the P790 last seasons, because they're a couple of years old, to the new P790s, there's really no difference. They really haven't changed it. It's the same thing. Made the face a little bit thinner, so there's more speed foam. They've made it top lines and all that. They've just refined the look of it, right? I think it's like $10 more per club compared to what it was. So it's really no more expensive. But so the Epic Forged and the 790 Ti and stuff like that,
You hopefully get
they've added more stuff to it.
Yeah, hopefully you get more quality finished off.
Yeah, and the materials used, like titanium and iron,
is reasonably expensive. But you have a look at the Japanese clubs; they're generally reasonably expensive because you look at Mayuras, they're what, triple forged.
Yeah, they're forged.
So they heat them again, stamp them again.
They hit them again, hit them 3 times.
So you work out the manpower in each one of those, and then
some of them are hand finished, or they are hand finished.
They are all hand finished by old mate himself.
Yeah,
like,
and
so he's
that's
the last.
Thing.
So they go through like 4 sets of hands. I saw an article on Honma.
Yeah.
Right. They were saying their golf clubs go through 100 sets of hands before they're finished because they believe, right? So they believe that a golf club is made to put into people's hands. So they believe that through the process, that should be.
So the club gets used to being in people's hands.
Yes, basically, I don't know, but it goes through.
Look, and you've hit Honmas as well. What do you think?
Oh, they're pretty good.
Like, see, this is the thing.
Yeah.
So, all right, so and so look, you had a chance of getting a set of Honmas, right?
Yep.
Which are effectively the same as what you got from a Strixon point of view,
yeah.
right? Did you like them in comparison to your Strixons?
Oh, I thought they were very similar. They sounded very similar because they were the same thing.
Correct.
Forged body, steel face.
That's right. So,
do you know, I could.
For what? More than $100 per iron difference? $100 per iron difference, let's say?
Yep.
Is it worth it to you to go that way? And the answer's not really.
No.
Because that's why you still got them, right?
Yeah. But
still very good, but again, there's other things out there that are just as good or better for less.
Yeah.
And again, even if you have a lesser budget, there is used clubs.
There is.
There's plenty of used clubs.
Yep.
And like your hybrids used club, both your hybrids are used clubs.
Yep.
Your fairway wood.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is used club. So
if you look around, as long as you've got somewhere close to the shaft that you need.
Don't compromise just because it's cheap.
No. There's no point if you need a regular getting a
X-Flex or whatever. Yeah.
Yep. Because then golf won't be enjoyable.
No.
You know, but there's plenty of, like I said, great stuff. Plenty of great options around. You know, it's just a matter of sort of hunting through them, but just work to your budget. That's what I think. Like I said, if people will buy some of those clubs. We thought the same thing. The original Callaway Epics were fairly expensive.
They were.
People still bought those. If that's
they still did buy them. Yeah,
that's what.
They were like $360 per club.
Yep.
Australian.
I tend to sort of look at it and go, all right, cool. So how much have I got to spend? And then I try and hit or test clubs within that budget.
Correct. And then even so even in the same fittings I do.
Way then I don't get. Every now and then I might step out of that and have a hit with something just to sort of.
Well,
and you find that.
Sometimes not.
Yeah, sometimes.
And again, in the fittings I do, I always go sort of where I always talk about budget, even though from a sales point of view, you should never really do that because then that limits people for what they want to spend. But I'm not about trying to get people to spend more money. I'm trying to get the right club, right? So I go, how much do you want to spend? Yada yada. Let's look at this. Boom. This is sort of what you're in.
Yep.
And then I even try clubs outside of that. Why?
Yep.
Because then it goes, wow, well, this Strixon 785 is just as good as the Bridgestone that's about the same price, which is just as good as the 919 Forged, which is another $60, $50 per club more.
I think it's that same thing, isn't it? Like, so I walk into you and I go, mate, I got $1,200 cash in my pocket to buy a set of irons.
That's right.
Do you know what? You will look at it and go,
let's try to get it around that,
to the best I can for that. If I walk in and go, I got 2,000, right?
Correct.
You go, cool. All right, we got more options now.
But then if you try something that is 2 let's say, or sorry, let's say it's 1,400 instead of 1,200, that you go, holy crap, that is that much better than that. Then that is your option to then choose it or not.
Yeah.
Because you know the difference, the numbers are there. You love the feel of this one that's a bit more expensive, or sometimes you love the feel of the cheaper one. Whatever it is, or performance the same, and then you're just choosing on price.
Just say, look, take the 1,200, and
I'll sell to my kids.
Yeah, and I'll be back next week.
Yeah, exactly. But guys, comment down below on what you think, because the prices are getting a bit up there, but it's only because the market's moving it that way. Doesn't mean you need to go that way.
It is, and yeah, manufacturing costing more,
Yeah, of course.
right? So it costs more for labour, costs more for materials.
Especially when it goes through more hands. Like,
Everyone
that's true.
needs to have environmentally friendly factories, so it costs more to set those up and run them, and you know, hopefully, and you have to remember that, like, you know, those people who work in those factories need to be paid decently, and
That's right.
so the world has started to push that more. Gone
Yes.
are the days when there was factories
Slave,
with
yeah.
people getting 20 cents an hour, and so there shouldn't be.
Correct.
So unfortunately, we're going to have to pay for some of that.
Yeah, it's got to be
So
funded somehow.
yeah, yeah. I look.
It is an interesting time.
Yeah, yeah.
But let us know if you've hit any of these clubs, or what you think of them, and prices, and just any other questions that you have. Let us know.
It's the same thing. If you're happy with what you got,
Yep, that's right.
We just show people what's out there.
Correct.
Don't have to buy anything new.
Nope.
I think that you know, they are getting a bit expensive, but you know, anyone that's got a hobby is pretty expensive. Look at people that collect cars.
It depends on again. Well, that's true.
Yeah,
So it
I-
depends on how much you're spending. If you spend $3,000 now on a full set of clubs that last you 10 years, $300 a year is nothing.
No,
It lasts you 5 years,
Well,
600
that's
is
what
not that bad.
I could never understand with putters.
No.
People will go, I'll buy a $50 putter, right? And you go, but you really like the one that's 200. They go, I spend 200 on a putter.
Yes,
But if you kept that for 20 years,
that's right.
that's only like what, $2?
That's why
Like,
it cost me so much for golf, because changing putters every 3 games starts costing a lot of money.
but that's just it. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
with some of the equipment, you don't have to.
That's
like
right.
I said, to me, I always thought a putter was a good investment.
Yes.
Like especially if you're, you know,
Well,
like,
you
if you
like
like it and you keep it for a long time.
In saying that $50 putter
Yeah.
could be really good.
No, I'm not
If
having
you
to
really
go
like
with
it,
$50
but yes,
putter.
I know what you're
But
saying.
It's the
When you compare it and you go, geez, that $200 putter
yeah.
is... Yeah.
So I'm more than happy.
Yeah.
Some dude walks in and goes, I putted with the $50 putter, best putter ever, love it, I bought it.
Yeah.
Cool. It's when the bloke goes, I putted with the $50 putter, it was okay-ish. If I putted with the $150 one or the $200 one, oh, it was just superb.
Yes.
And you look at it and go,
I even took it out in the putting green. I played 9 holes with it, and it was
you go,
brilliant. Yeah.
mate, buy that one because, you know, and then they turn around and spend $800 on a driver,
True.
which they keep for 6 months and get rid of.
Yep. Very true. Well, the landscape is very strange. And that's the same thing with
It is.
club memberships as well. It's
It
the
is.
same thing.
It is. So,
Think out of the box.
I've got a question.
Go on.
All right, so cool. So talking about...
Or do you want to do that at the end? So it's because
oh, no, well, it's
no,
sort of...
because it's a hanger. Because this is what YouTube wants people to do. Guys, hang around to the end and then listen to Richo's story. But what's coming up next?
No, you got heaps. I'll ask
No,
this question
I'm
first.
just shit staring.
So, talking about equipment and bits and pieces, and it's all coming out. There's
Yeah.
lots of equipment coming out all the
Heaps.
time. So, those couple of things, how often would you recommend that people sort of change stuff? So, your driver, so break into a few. Driver,
okay.
fairway woods, irons, wedges, putter.
Well, it all depends on how often you play.
Yep.
Like, I think your grip should be changed more often than anything.
Yeah. Yep.
So let's go there first. So let's go. Grip should be changed once a year, again depending on how often you play.
Yep.
If you play twice a week,
I know, so I'm due for a new grip for. So come and see your show on
Yeah.
on my driver because I noticed that there's a bit of a thumb.
well that's right.
starting
So if you play twice a week or play once a week and have a range session once a week,
Yep.
once a year, get your grips done.
Yep.
If you're a tour player, your wedge is probably every 3 months. Right, for a tour player,
Wedge grips,
wedges.
yeah.
So and it's because they can, but for
Rory
the
brand new ones every.
oh no, it's a bit full on. Wedges maybe once a year potentially, but again depends on how often you're playing.
Yep.
If you're playing twice a week, then that's probably not a bad option. Twice a week.
If you hit them out of the, if you don't hit the grooves, do they last longer?
They will last forever. Keep going. You just wear the toe out.
Just wear the toe out and grooves will be good.
Yes. If you're looking... So wedges and irons, they're going to have to be first. Again, if it's twice a week. Wedges and irons first. But wedges generally more because you're playing more sandy lies and whatever else. It's going to be more abrasive and whatever else.
Yep.
So maybe your irons 18 months to 2 years.
To change. All right, so I'm due for change.
Yeah.
3 years or so.
Putter's potentially the longest, but I understand psychologically people fall in and out of love with it. But I think putter should be the longest club to stay in your bag.
Yep.
Woods, once every 3 years odd, and that goes for driver as well, just due to technology changes. Right? It's not that it's going to be much longer, but it's probably going to be a bit more forgiving.
Yep.
All right? That's probably where it's at. But again, then you go, but then in reality, what do people do the most? They change driver the most, and they never change their grips.
No, mine have all been regripped since I've
No, you're different. I'm just saying, as a general rule, people change woods, in my opinion, more, and putters more, than they do their grips, which should be changed more often.
Yep. I've changed a lot of grips because they're not ones to start with.
That's right, but again, so it seems so in Australia is weird. I think a study was done. I think it's like 4 to 5 years for people to change their grips. And my reasoning for that is we don't have an off season.
Because we do play sort of
all year round, pretty much.
Yeah,
whereas
right. So if it actually snowed for 3 months,
then you go to the States and certain parts of the States or the UK,
we'd look at it. Oh, well, it's an opportunity.
That's right.
That's why we always repaired it. So if you look at the old days when you used to sand your bat down a bit, the cricket bat, and then put oil on it.
Yep.
So you'd have all that done for the season.
Correct.
Play for the season.
Yep.
And then
On
last
your off
game,
season, yep.
give it a slight little sand, oil it up a couple of times.
Yep.
And it's all ready for the next season.
Correct.
As where, you're right.
And whereas in the States and the UK, I believe, comment below again, that they change their grips 1 to 2 years because of off seasons.
Yeah. So you do have that period where you're not actually playing.
Correct. So you prep your clubs ready to go for the next season, whereas it's pretty much all season. It's wabbit season.
Yes. Look, I think grips are a bit under talked about. It's taken me. It's taken me quite a few years to sort of work out, sort of roughly what I like and what I don't like, and I've tried cord grips and didn't really like them that much. And
so for people that don't know, Richo's into the Iomics, aren't you?
Yep. I've got a couple of different ones. So there's a different one on that one and a different one on the wedge.
Where are you? Got my hand over it. Iomic.
So I do like these, right? So this one's been a very, very good, solid one. I have different ones on the driver as well, right? They're the ones I'm thinking about for the whole next set. The Sticky Army.
Well, that's what I was going to say. So it seems like you like the softer,
I like the softer
tackier feel over the firmer corded feels.
That's what.
If anybody wanted to know what my grip looks like, there you go. That's
Tommy Fleetwood has those on his irons.
Does he?
Yeah, he's got a few different grips through his thing. I've got different ones again on my driver, and it's actually got a little ridge down both sides.
Yeah.
It's that whole grip thing.
Yeah.
They seem to be really good on the woods. I can't decide between these two, but I'm thinking of going the sticky.
So it's definitely a firmer feel, isn't it?
Yeah, yep. I just love the feel of those wedges. I have the same one on my putter.
Yes, you do.
And there is actually an even softer one than I've got.
Ooh, don't go any softer. It'll feel like you got water stuck under there, or you. It's like a waterbed.
Hey? I love it. But
do you love a waterbed?
Oh God, I haven't been on a waterbed for years. But Curry Webb.
Yep.
She uses these. So quite a few.
Oh, it has a waterbed?
No. Well, I'm not going to know.
Oh, really?
She hasn't asked me. Yeah. So definitely some grips. I think it takes you a few years when you play golf.
Yeah.
Because it was the same thing. Tiger Woods was using cord grips. So everyone went, well, if Tiger Woods uses them, use them. Depends on your hands. I always found.
Depends on what you like the field. Depends on what conditions you're playing. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
If you go on someone like Golf Pride, I think even Lamb can do it as well.
Yep.
You can go, what conditions do you play in? Do you like the feel of tacky or whatever it is?
Yep.
And then they'll recommend 2 or 3.
Yep.
grips for you.
So with the sticky army ones, if you give them a wipe with down with some water,
Yes.
they come back really.
They do
tacky,
come back tacky. Yeah.
So, but like you said, Golf
Grandmaster.
Pride I think do the same. If you go on there, they'll explain different conditions and
Yep.
where you play, and like I said, it's a little bit different here. We tend not to get necessarily a lot of rain, so and that's why we're not necessarily set up to play in the rain.
No, unlike well, you
right?
saw it headland
So,
when Will from Sydney.
So because most of the
Bloody
time
hell.
it's sunny, it's bright, so our grips to our gear
True.
is all set around that. As we're different places are a bit different, you might have to look at different.
It's like humans. We've evolved
a
certain
leather
way.
glove.
Yep,
So we don't necessarily have a wet weather glove.
that's right.
Like the only one I bought was when I played in that one down the coast with Jimmy,
Yes.
and it rained for 4 days.
Yeah.
And in the end, I bought a wet weather glove, and
You could tell the difference. There's a
Well,
reason why
I-
they're there.
I didn't feel like I was going to lose the club and
As
kill
much.
someone,
Yeah.
right? So as where the leather glove, once it got wet, it
Becomes
tended to be
slimy and a
slimy
bit crappy.
and, so I think certainly wherever you live,
Yes.
you need to look at it. It can get a little bit sweaty here,
Yes.
so we're more likely to be changing our gloves through a round because it's sweat.
Well, that's why, if you notice, I take
Or-
mine on and off a lot.
I leave mine on all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you leave yours on a lot longer.
Yep.
After a shot, before a shot, I'll put it on, so it's on for less than minute and a half.
Yep.
Bang in my pocket. That's
Yep.
it.
And that saves that. You know, and we always have towels. You can
Yep.
wipe your hand on a towel. But, you know, like I said, it just depends on where you live,
Of course,
doesn't it? Like, you know, grips. But I reckon try a few different.
you have to.
Like I
Yeah.
said,
Because I think I'm going to change my next set. Because I've always used new decade grips, the ones
Yep.
I've currently got on mine. Black cord top and then rubber down the bottom.
Yep.
I'm going to go the same, but I think I'm going to go +4s, and the only reason is because they're a little bit softer. Still got plenty of cord and whatever else, but the rubbers, it's a bit thicker, so it's a bit softer. But then
Is that
also the
one
top
that's
hand,
the same
yeah, parallel the whole
through?
way.
Yeah, see, even this one's like a little bit thicker through there. But I do like those. I'm going to see, they come in a few different colours.
I can see you being green.
There's a yellow, there's a...
Oh, he's kicking the camera. I don't like being on camera by myself. Oh no, Richo, I'm having the nightmare. But yeah, like guys, go check out different grips because Golf Pride's got it. You can go check them out, and then the big thing is actually touch them because it's all well and good to go. Oh yeah, no, I don't like it. It's too
Orange, yellow.
too subtle.
I'm going to see, that's a new one. It's hardly been used. Like that.
Yeah. But yes, they're very, very soft. I actually don't mind the feeling of a slightly softer grip, but I've been using cord or the new decades for ages, and that's what I'll just stick to.
I have loved these on the wedges, where you're looking at playing some sort of shorter shots.
Well, maybe that's why you're such a good short game genius.
I reckon these are beautiful on the wedges, but I'm thinking of. I want to see if they come in plain black.
I believe they do.
So that's what I'm thinking. But yeah, definitely have a look at your,
Try them, and yeah, again, comment below on sort of when, in your part of the world, do you have an off season? Do you change your grips? How often? All that sort of stuff. We've had a lot of questions today, so we should have a lot of comments, which is brilliant. And then if there's more questions for next week or fortnight, put them down below. Cool.
Yes.
So what's coming up?
I don't know which one's coming up.
VIC Park.
Vic Park. Beautiful. VIC Park, so love VIC Park. Get out there, play it
Yeah.
if you live here.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It's great. If not, look, let us know what your public golf course is.
Yes,
where you
good
live.
call.
Do you know what I mean? So I know some people are from all different places around the place. So your public golf course. So not
Yeah.
necessarily your closest,
Yeah,
private
Royal Queensland
or-
Junior Appeals or whatever, but yeah, just
but
a
your
public course.
where people can and let us know what you think about it.
Correct.
You know,
How does it
like-
stack up compared to the other courses
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
area?
yeah, yep. So
But VIC Park coming up, it was just the two of us. We played, it was Ambrose again. It was best ball. It was best ball. So we played best ball, didn't we? I don't remember.
Ambrose.
It was too long ago. It was Ambrose?
yeah,
Was it?
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Either way, we tried to beat the pro score for the Pro-Am, which was there a couple of days before we played.
Yes.
And was it 7 or 8 under was the score
it
the pro
was-
shot?
think it was 8.
Yeah, 7 or 8 under
Yep.
the pro score was.
Yep.
So
Yep.
there you go. We tried to beat that. So check that out.
It's
Course was looking very good
And I'll
because of course
think-
Pro was just on.
the pros have always enjoyed playing there.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
you know what I mean? I understand it's not a massively long course and everything else, but I think it's one of those ones where, you know, they can turn up for the day. They can, even if you had a few struggles,
Yeah, you get
you'll
an average, just
you'll-
play okay.
You'll probably post a reasonable score, get yourself back on track.
Yeah.
It's like what we were saying with some stuff. You know, you can play off the black markers all the time and beat
Yep.
yourself up, but every now and then you just need to go to a
Just
course
play off the reds.
where you feel confident of the course.
Yeah.
Right?
Golf's not about beating yourself up.
No, and you know, you post a reasonable score, it gives you that confidence, and you go, oh, all right, cool, I'm back on track. You know, and that's what you just need to do. Look, every sport does it.
Correct.
It's like, you know, you have a bad trot playing cricket.
I think I'm saying bad at the trots.
No, you just need to spend some time.
I've had a bad week on the punt.
Getting that as well. Okay? You just need to get that bat on ball and
Yeah.
and get
Find
your
the middle,
confidence
yeah.
back, and you know, then away you go. And golf's no different. Like I said, there's just some times, you know what it's like. You struggle around, and suddenly you find a couple of fairways.
Every
and you think,
time.
oh, this is all right.
Every time.
It's just one of those games, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Get out and play.
Get out and play,
Like,
enjoy it.
Like you said, you know, you don't have to buy equipment because it's come out. Spend that money on playing.
Correct.
Like, you know, if you've got a good set of clubs and bits and pieces,
Yep.
it might be cheaper to, like you said, regrip them.
Correct.
You get a whole new life out of them.
Yep. Yep.
It's amazing the difference when you do that. Like you said,
Yeah,
gotta,
people because
you know,
people probably people in Australia you probably haven't really regripped a set of golf clubs that
No.
you know.
But that's what you have.
You change your irons every
Yeah,
3
you
years,
have
so you
this
probably haven't
driver
changed your clubs.
that you go to the driving range 3 days a week,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then never ever change the grip on it.
That's right.
And then, you know, you change the grip on it and got a whole new club.
That's right.
So
Yep.
I reckon that's
Bloody good.
definitely one thing to look at.
Correct. Guys, thanks for watching. It's been a pretty long one. Should be plenty of comments, like I said. That should be good. Nobody's going to be watching to hear anyway. Again, it's the usual joke. There's only going to be 5 people if we're lucky. So that's increased
So
by
I
1.
can ask her for a set of those irons.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly right. Exactly.
All that just depends on what you're after.
That's
I like something that performs well, but I'm looking for some other stuff as well. I'm not going to hit the ball a million miles long or whatever else. I want to have some feel, and that's why
Yeah.
I'm happy to change grips and things like that to get that.
Well,
sort of
because you know
feeling
you've
out
got a
of it.
very good set of golf clubs. Set of irons.
Yep.
And so
Yep.
you spent the money a couple of years ago, and they were brilliant. They still are.
Yeah.
They sort of sit in that category of a slightly bigger head, but nothing huge. So
Yep.
you want to go to that slightly smaller head, but still keep nearly the forgiveness and distance.
Yeah.
And that's where price might start to jump up for the clubs that you're going for because they're
Yep.
hollow-headed designs or fancy tech and stuff in them. So
Yep.
that's where you've got to start to look at it. Depends on how much you want to spend. It's the budget. It's back to the budget, and you don't have to spend the money if you don't want to.
Yep. Well, like you said, I think so. It's, you know, we don't necessarily change a lot of our gear.
No.
Like, unless we feel that, you know, I mean, I'll keep the wedges until they look at it and
Until
go,
they die, yeah.
all right, now it's time to look around for something else.
Yep.
And then that's pretty well what we'll do. The same thing with a lot of that stuff. You know, if you look at some of the stuff, like you said, fairway woods, the hybrids.
They'll last a long time because the material they're made out of.
Yeah, and the amount of use.
Correct.
It's very rare that you go to a golf course and go,
Yeah, you use 3 wood
you
10
know,
times.
well, 10 times, yeah, that'd be a rare.
Well, that's what I'm saying. 3 wood 10 times or hybrid 10 times, you're just not going to do it. Or very often.
Not unless you're playing on maybe a really short par 4s, where you're looking to try and put it in a good position, but otherwise, you know, like I said, the clubs will last you for a long time. Buy some good quality stuff, and it should last really long, but that'd be interesting to see some of those,
Comments.
and it'd be interesting to see some of those clubs.
The club as well, yeah.
Yep.
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 Agreed.
See how they go and perform.
We'll get them out soon, and we'll hopefully get back to more testing and stuff like that.
There's a fair bit of.
There's a lot out there, so we'll have to spend a night doing it all.
Yep.
Long one. All right, guys. Thanks for checking out the video.
Beautiful.
Like, share, subscribe.
Yep.
We'll see you next time.
Punch that button. Oh, sorry, or punch him or something. I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Punch me.
But yeah, send plenty of questions. Whatever you want. Yep.
Perfect.
What we think of golf or where we think it's going.
And Steve Don, if you're watching to hear, we do like the 2OB as well for the podcast.
Yes, very good idea.
Is it okay if we use it?
Yeah.
Thanks for it.
How much it will cost us.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, plenty of questions. Whatever you want. Anything about golf, what do you think it's going?
Anything about life, what can we help you with?
Yep.
We'll help you.
Yep. You want some golf clubs? I'll send you his.
Yeah, I don't need them. I don't use them. Simple solutions to life, complex problems.
Buy less. That'll be cheaper.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Maybe we should, hey? If they just bring it out and say, look, you only allowed 5 clubs in your bag.
That's true. If you weren't allowed 14, it'll be cheaper.
That's true.
Yep. See? There's other ways of thinking about it. You don't have to buy a 400 pitching wedge or 300 pitching wedge.
Oh, we'll just do that. 5 clubs. What would you take as 5 clubs?
Well, putters included. Well, so that's 4 clubs.
Make it 6, even half dozen.
Okay. So you'd have to go, I'd go like a driver, maybe a 4 wood, 5 wood.
Well, you have to go driver putter.
Yeah.
So you got 4
You're
left.
4 to go. It has to be a wedge.
It have to be a wedge.
54.
Yeah.
And then you just sort of go maybe 9 iron, 6 iron, 3 iron. Maybe not even that. I reckon I could get by a 5.
Yeah, I'd probably go 4 hybrid, 6 iron, 8 or a 9.
Yeah.
And the wedge.
Yeah.
I think that'd give me nearly enough to.
Plenty enough.
Yeah. Still give me some.
Give you plenty of distance, give you some accuracy.
Because you'd have your driver 4 hybrid for the par 5. So because you.
Well, then, but you can also just bunt it. You know what I mean? You can bunt driver if you want to hit it short. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Better play can do.
I'm looking at, you know, and then it puts you 6 iron or an 8 iron off the green.
Yeah.
So
you need your wedge to chip it in.
Beautiful. So that's what we need to do.
There you go. Less clubs.
Yep. No, only cost you,
a grand a whole set.
grand for the whole set.
Fully fitted.
Hey?
Yeah. Second-hand drivers. Superseded models.
You go back to package dealing.
Yeah, exactly right.
Hey,
Yeah, half
6 clubs
sets.
in a bag.
Half sets.
Well, actually, yeah. How many people grew up with a half set?
It still works.
Yeah.
Like, how complicated does it become when you've got bloody
most
7
kids,
irons to hit?
Most kid sets are the same.
Yeah.
Basically, go driver, hybrid,
Driver, hybrid, 5, 7, 9 wedge.
Yeah, wedge.
If you're lucky.
But what it does is it certainly takes out a lot of confusion for them.
Yeah.
Because they hit a driver and go, well, I'm still a long way away. That's all right. I'll just hit a hybrid.
Yep.
Like, so they don't have to worry about going, oh, well, is it, you know.
Geez, I'm going to be 5 metres short on this one.
Yep.
Cool.
Just hit them all. Rip in.
Rip in. Thanks, guys.
All right. Beautiful. And don't forget, smash that like button.
You're
That's
a
what you
weirdo.
say, don't you?
Oh, that's what they say to say.
Hey? I don't know. If you don't like it, don't like it. Hit dislike. Who cares?
Yep.
I don't care. But anyhow, see you then. Beautiful.
See you.